following podcast contains strong language, graphic violence, J. Barrett Shell, and a lot of dragons. Viewer discretion is advised. When we crack this mountain open, all hell is going to break loose.
In MeUndies.
Four guys and a movie. Four guys and a movie. Donnie, Brian, Rob, and Joe reviewing movies for the show. Four guys and a movie.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Four Guys in a Movie, the podcast about movies, snacks, and all things nerdy. Brian was laughing, so now I'm laughing because I don't know what he was laughing about. I'm Rob. I've got host duties, and joined with me are these Scottish Vikings.
Tony the Vest.
Brian.
Brick up.
Cocklout.
I was not ready today. I'm just Joe. I was not ready for brick up and cocklout.
No one ever can be.
Yeah. Especially a brick up. You're never ready for those.
Yeah, if you're experiencing brick up or cocklout, see a doctor immediately.
All hell has already broken loose in Bricks Undies, by the way.
Yes. It's a shit extravaganza here today.
I made a boomer.
Yeah. So, speaking of boomers, we watched How to Train Your Dragon from the year of...
Our Lord.
Okay. What?
2010?
2010.
Thank you.
There's like 5 of them, so like...
Well, yeah, I was just waiting to see if he was going to
There's
attempt
5?
it or not.
I knew it was
Wow.
2000 something.
No, I think 4?
There's
Or is
3.
only
There was an
3?
animated series.
Yeah,
there was
that's what's throwing me
There's going to be a lot
that
of action
short.
one coming, I guess.
Fuck. Everything.
Really?
I think there were
Yes.
4 actual movies.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was 3 or 4, but
Sure.
anyway.
I was trying to
There's-
find what platform had it, and I couldn't find the 2010 version until I went to Amazon Prime.
Who here has seen this film before?
Oh,
I
yeah.
have.
Just everybody.
I think we saw it all together at your apartment.
That could very well be.
I was
seen it a
not
few
there.
times
I
now.
saw it on my own.
I think I saw it in the theater.
Special.
Yeah, I've seen it too many times to remember.
Yeah. Yeah, Tony, tell us about this movie.
All right. Yeah, you already covered some of that, but so it was directed by Chris Sanders and Dean Delbonis. I don't know how you say it. Who directed Lilo and Stitch?
Really?
Kind of it.
The hell you say?
Yeah. Well, and I guess Chris Sanders went on to direct The Croods and Call of the Wild.
Hey, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Get that CGI going.
Why not?
So yeah, based on a book, although it has like almost nothing to do with the book other than the very base plot line.
Really nothing.
Yeah, it is very different.
I think the dragon designs are kind of from the book, aren't they? The kind of goofy bug-eyed looking
I
dragons.
think some of that might be based on it, but I know like Toothless looks nothing like that in the book.
Okay.
That was
Well,
all.
yeah, because they were like, it doesn't look quite enough like Stitch. A little more Stitch.
That was probably an inspiration, but they also used like newts and certain geckos.
Axolotl.
Cats.
Yeah, it was
And-
basically an
yeah.
axolotl with wings.
And yes, it's the mannerism wise a bit more cat. Originally, I guess it was going to be a dog, but then somebody had a cat, so they were like,
they were like, fuck dogs.
Cat dog.
Yeah.
yeah. It was sorry, I went through half of this, and now I'm just trying to find where I was.
You're supposed to
My fault.
memorize
That
this.
fart smells still, so it's probably just...
Where's the other candle?
They're
It's
all
behind me now.
okay.
they're all
Better
lit.
position.
It's too far away.
Apparently, Toothless hesitation in the touch scene was actually an error on the animation part, but they were like, that actually looks perfect, so we're just going to go with that.
But you're fired.
Yeah. And some of, I believe, was it? Oh, the Terrible Terrors apparently is. The Terrible Terrors are apparently ready.
We were warned.
Yes. No, but they were voiced by a famous YouTube Chihuahua.
Wait, what?
Yeah. They're
First, I don't know what the terrible terror
the
is.
tiny ones.
little-
The
The compies.
Okay.
I guess somebody was watching a video of some Chihuahua and like they were like, "That's the perfect noise." So
I mean,
yeah.
It works.
No wonder they all wanted Taco Bell.
Wow. I want to
That's why
guess
they breathe fire.
how much money this movie cost to make.
90 million.
2010 years.
A Honda Puss.
I'm gonna go 101 million.
You son of a bitch.
110 million.
120.
Good idea. So 165.
It's hard to tell with animated movies because
Yeah.
like it could be anywhere. Like,
Right, especially when it's like the first in a
Yeah.
franchise. You're like,
Oh, plus then you have things that really throw you off, like a food fight, where it's like, there's no way it costs that much.
Yeah.
I have not seen it, thankfully.
Well, part of the problem is like they made it and then lost it and then made it again, so like it cost a ton more money than it should have. Want to guess
We're
how
not
much
looking
money
like
this movie
turd.
costs or made?
wait, I think it's more important that Brian be caught up on Food Fight. I think if you haven't seen Eva
No,
Longoria
Well,
think I
as a
wanna-
Nazi,
if we're gonna watch Predator again, we could show Brian food fight.
No.
Predator's worth watching whenever.
Predator,
Like,
you can watch Predator all
I
the
think
time.
we're all good at watching Predators.
should just have
Food
a-
fight, not so much.
We should have like an annual Carl Weathers Memorial Predator viewing.
I'm okay with that.
Lou Gossett passed today.
Lou got really.
Yeah, Chappie.
Getting this
He's,
episode
he's
a little
with
bit,
Jesus now.
yeah.
But I'm gonna say $350 million.
I'm gonna say 400.
450.
Oh, 460.
500.
It's so close, but it was 495.
Okay, all right, it's good.
Again, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no,
You never know.
You
like-
guys were doing good. It just like it would just need to be that little bit higher that you keep raising each other to.
Well, I
The
know
price is right.
like, everybody liked this movie. It was critically acclaimed.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, but sometimes it's still, like I'm also trying to translate to.
Oh,
There's
wow.
like-
So the original books, it wasn't just that they were goofy images. They're just bad illustration.
Okay, so I thought like the drawings and stuff they show during the ending credits were like.
I kind of thought that too, but I haven't actually read the book, so I don't know.
No, I just Googled it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
fair.
bad.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, we will. But first, we got to get into some snacks. And what better way to do it than in the Wayback Machine? All the way back to the year of what year did Zagnut bars come out? Anybody
I
want to
don't
Google
know.
that shit real quick?
I have no
Hold
idea.
on. John, you already got your phone at the ready. Brian has gifted us with Zagnut bars.
I was trying to find Abba Zabbas, but I couldn't. So
Back when candy could only have 3 ingredients max. This is crunchy peanut butter toasted coconut. So already you're up against it.
According to Wikipedia, introduced 1930.
Okay,
Wow.
that's not
That
as old
explains
as
a
I
lot.
thought, to be honest.
And what are the odds these are from then?
I mean, they have nutrition facts on them, so probably we're all right.
No, yeah, they have expiration dates.
I mean, I'm assuming they're newer because there's no racism on the logo.
Are you sure?
Not obvious one.
Let me put some on there real quick. Hold on.
What exactly is?
yeah, you have to. You have
That
to
is true. It could be in the name.
It could be a slur. We don't
hold
know.
the wrapper up to the light, and you'll see.
Tony, stop dicking around, you zagnut.
Someone break me off a piece of theirs.
Oh, this is weird looking.
Yeah.
They are.
Oh,
They
this-
don't look
This
like
has a
edible.
very, very animal treat look to it.
It is very sticky to hold.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my.
It looks like it had been in Brian's pocket the entire time he was carrying them over here.
May have. We don't know. I don't ask these questions.
Stop farting!
What is happening?
I know I'm the one who usually is farting a place up, but damn.
Wait, did we just fall for your trap? Like, you wait till we all have some of this freaking Zagnut in our mouth, and then you fart? Like, one for each of us?
So
This is some kind of a plan?
John, you don't want a hole on your
I just opened it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
I don't mind it
it's not
No,
like
no.
I don't taste the coconut that
at
much.
all. Like,
Yeah.
Sorry, also I'm
I-
chewing directly into the microphone. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I mean, usually that's our job, Rob.
I know. I'm
No,
trying
he's
to get
usually
better.
happy
I'm
to
trying to
do
get
that.
better about it.
It is like a peanut butter Butterfinger without any chocolate.
Yeah.
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 It's coated the inside of my teeth like I'm picking it off with my tongue now.
Yeah.
There's shrapnel on the loose.
Apparently, a columnist from this is again according to Wikipedia.
Sure.
A columnist in the Des Moines
Uh-oh.
Register compared it to a rose art crayon, saying no one would ever purposely choose a
I
Zag.
want to know how many crayons this motherfucker's eating.
Yeah, he can tell difference in crayons by brand.
Yeah, he's like, those are rose art.
That's
I mean, that's
Specifically,
that's
a
Crayola
rose art
right
crayon.
there.
that's real though. I mean,
Not even a Crayola.
Well, his rose art really has some sand in it.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, for me, it's like if you swapped or took a Butterfinger and swapped out chocolate for coconut. So it is a downgrade, but I'm all right with that.
If you're allergic to chocolate, though,
I'm sorry.
There's plenty of other. Yeah,
What are you doing with your life?
honestly,
being
though, I
sad.
would use this as like ice cream toppings.
I could make
I
a
can
good
see
ice
that.
cream
Yeah,
topping.
I
see
can
that.
totally see that.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that'd work out.
yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
But now I have coconut in my teeth, and I'm mad about it.
it's not
What are you gonna do
gross
about
or
that, Rob?
anything, but it's definitely not impressing me in any way.
It's not a crunch bar, so
you know what I could see
It's
though.
not a crunch bar. The ultimate tabula rasa.
If you put this in like a s'mores, with like a graham cracker and some chocolate because it needs it, and then this for the extra crunch, I could see that being a good thing.
You could do that. You could do lots
Yeah.
of things.
Not
or you
opposed.
could just buy candy that's good.
yeah.
Yes.
And, I mean, I don't need Zagnut bar in my life. I'm glad it's hard to find.
But I was feeling old and I saw it and I was
No,
like,
you know,
we
I'm
have to
glad
buy
you
it.
did because, like, I think it's important that we, you know,
Yeah.
if we're gonna be fat, we should learn the history of fatness.
We tried it, so
Learn
you don't
from the
have to.
mistakes of history.
Yeah.
By repeating them.
So what else is on the dock? We're doing the Oreos here.
Well, what does everyone grade that as? Because like I'm gonna say when Butterfinger can definitively say it's better than you, I can't go higher than D.
I was going with a C minus myself.
Yeah, maybe C minus. Butterfinger, I put it like
Like
C.
it didn't make me angry.
I can
Other
do
than
C
the coconut
minus.
in my teeth, it's making me actively angry. But that's a coconut problem. That's not a Zagnut
Yeah.
problem so much. But yeah, go with a C minus for me.
That sounds the right area. Like again, because I'm not a big fan of coconut, so I could easily go D. But yeah, I could do C.
Look, if we had a president who had C average at whatever school Bush went to, we can have a C candy bar. So it's all right.
You know, the sad thing is, my first thought was, which president is he talking about for a moment?
Yeah, I was like that's probably all of them.
Yeah. There's a few of them, at least.
Probably every last one.
I'd give it a D plus, mostly because when I opened it, I was like, "Is there
It's
something
not attractive.
wrong with
It
it?"
is not
Yeah,
attractive.
it doesn't look finished. It doesn't look like a finished product.
That's actually
It's
fair.
just-
That's actually I agree with Brick on this. Don't expect that to happen a lot.
What we got, John?
Yeah, I mean, I would probably give it a D. Like, it's not garbage. Like, I'm not gonna throw it in the garbage can like I would now enjoy it. But
Yep.
Oh, you throw that in my mouth.
Exactly, garbage.
I'm now just
You walked
picturing.
into that one, Brick.
I'm picturing that scene from RoboCop, but it's a Butterfinger, and then the toxic waste goes on him, and then it's a Zagnut when it comes out.
You know what? I would hit that with my SUX
Yeah, yeah.
6000.
All right. So ultimately, I think we averaged a
C, it's like C minus,
C
D
minus,
plus.
D plus, yeah.
all right.
So Cheerios.
Yeah. So next up, we have churro flavored Oreos.
Crack that shit open, Tony.
Now, I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think I've ever actually had a churro.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna read the description. It's you can pass. That's fine. It doesn't matter. It's a okay. All right.
I think Tony knows something we don't, because Tony grabbed 2 churros. He's
I know I'm fat.
Just pass it once it gets
I'm
back to me.
hungry.
I'll read it out while you guys are tasting.
I'm gonna do a Tony.
Are you? Oh, that was.
Take the downed one too.
I see what you're doing now.
Yeah, see, I know I'm not crazy about churros to begin with, so Unless the
Mind
Oreo
it.
part saves it.
So I'm willing to give it a shot. All right.
You boys dig on in.
Smells like graham cracker.
So these are
It sure does.
fried dough flavored cookie, churro flavored cream
Wow.
with sugar inclusions. Just means it's got sprinkles in them. I'm gonna go ahead and crack mine in half.
These are good, dude.
Yeah, I'm good with this.
I think it's
Yeah.
like I'm not mad at it, but it's like
Apparently,
It's like a
cough.
It killed Joe. All right.
Some of your health. Dr.
It's like a
Pepper.
frosted Teddy Graham.
yeah.
So 2 good,
Yes.
2 bad, 1 dead. What? Where are you going? Frosted Teddy Graham. It is a frosted Teddy.
I'm putting this at like a B minus, C plus.
That's about where I was thinking too.
I mean, I'm not over the moon about them.
I don't
yeah.
like. There's like a particulate in the crunch.
That's the sugar.
It's
That's
the
the
sugar
sugar
inclusion.
inclusion.
True.
Yeah, and I
True.
inhale the sugar inclusion.
Now you've got
Now
to
it's
Stop inhaling your cookies,
Now
Joe.
my immune system is in a battle with the cookie.
Got a
I know what that
protuberance.
reminds me of. It reminds me of maple cookies.
But I'd
got
much
that.
rather have a maple cookie.
Yeah,
Well,
maple
yeah,
cookies
yeah.
are fucking legit. But
Yeah,
these are
I'd rate this higher than the Zagnut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, not by too much to me.
Oh,
yeah, this probably would be like on par with say the dirt cake Oreos that we tried
Okay,
last time.
I see
or-
that.
Yeah. I'm like solid C on it, I think.
It's probably above the space Oreos.
Yeah, Space Oreo was weird.
Yeah.
The pop rocks, whatever.
But
Yeah.
yeah. And Break, if you want to take the rest of these home with you.
Oh, you have made me so happy.
I mean, they may not even make it out.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna. Yeah, I would rate these as an A. Like these are,
If you dig,
these are
hey,
good.
listen, more power to you. All right, so I think that's it for this week's Fat Chat Test Kitchen. Anything for the food court or no?
I didn't receive any cases. I put out a commendation this week for we got pizza at work, and someone at the pizza place decided that they're just going to make little tiny splotches of fried dough and give you like a thing of powdered sugar to dip them in, and that was a fucking good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So someone's innovating out there. I like it.
Good job, pizza guy.
Yeah.
That
I
was
mean,
Casabianca.
Casabianca, shout out.
I mean, we're trying to find like food atrocities or food.
Either or.
Either, yeah.
You can shout out if you want.
Because I mean, I had crawfish today. I had a crawfish bowl today.
There you go.
You know, I'm feeling all kind of. That's my farts are extra sneaky today.
Yeah, you're gonna have a Cajun
Yeah.
eruption.
Yeah, my bathroom's gonna need some help tonight. But
Taste occasion flavor.
Your levy's about to bust.
You better hope he makes it home before that happens.
Toilet. You're gonna have to nickname it Katrina.
It would be Latrina.
but I
Better hope it doesn't flood.
On that note, last week my girlfriend graduated this leadership program, whatever. We're at the graduation thing for this, and it's catered, so we have food and stuff like that. And so I come in there, and I eat and everything, and then as we're giving dessert and stuff, I knocked over the tray of cookies that they gave on the table.
Oh, no.
And whatever, I don't know if it was that anxiety, the anxiety from that or what, my stomach was like,
Yeah, I could easily.
Like, get out of here.
and like during that part, they're giving like presentations during that part. Like, so it's quiet except for the one person talking, and all my girlfriend hears, and I'm like, I'm sweating. I was so scared. I had to drive home so fast, and I just made it home.
Then you started making coffee.
That's when you just go, wait, did you guys see that orca whale?
Yeah, somebody playing a whale
No,
song.
you can't think
Don't
of that.
mind
I
me.
was
I'm
so embarrassed.
All your brain can say is, "We've been made. Get the fuck out of here." Well, yeah, that's true.
Went from
Pardon
the
me, I'm
cookies
just
my
beginning to
stomach. I was
implode.
so embarrassed.
Kids in the adult books.
Actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, is that literally like what happened? Like it got silent. You dropped a tray of cookies, then just ran out the door.
I didn't run out. I stayed there because I'm like in the front, it's like 20 feet away from me from the person speaking. So like I'm in front of everyone if I stood up and left. Who's holding it, hoping that like no one like looks at me and stuff.
That would have been the best crop dust.
Oh
ever.
man.
Yeah,
Ever.
when you stand up, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, that's the guy that ruined the cookies. What's he gonna knock over this time?"
It's also gonna suck being the tallest motherfucker in the
Oh,
room. I at least have that going for me.
Man.
Nobody notices when the gnome
So
runs out.
embarrassed.
Right.
So hey, this movie. How
So,
to Train Your Dragon.
you wanna know who's in this movie?
Not really.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you.
So we
anyway.
open up
But
on.
our
Oh.
audience might want to know.
Yeah, so voice actors, obviously, this being an animated feature. You got Jay Baruchel as Hiccup, Gerard Butler as his dad, Stoic, Christopher Mintz-Plasse as Fish Legs, Craig Ferguson as Gobber, and America Farah as Astrid, not American Farah.
America.
America. And Jonah Hill as Snotlout, T.J. Miller as Tough Nut, and Kristen Wiig as Rough Nut. Was that pre-SNL?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Josh Gad did the voice of Toothless.
Wait, really?
No.
Oh.
No, he did the voice of
Probably Frank
Muncher
Welker.
in the new Ghostbusters movie, and I'm like, why?
I mean, look at him.
Yeah, but still, like it doesn't
He
have
did the mocap for it,
lines.
too.
George Clooney once played the dog in South Park.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just do
Yeah, you
stuff.
just get that paycheck.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't blame him for that. I don't blame whoever decided to pay him for that.
I am Groot.
Anyway,
What dog in South?
yeah, but
Exactly.
A dog.
yeah.
Okay.
In like
But see,
one episode.
Again, that's joking. That's like the joke.
Was that Sparky the gay dog?
It might have been, yeah.
I believe so. Yeah. The Groot thing, I don't know. That I have questions with that too. But at least those are lines. Muncher thing is just so you can put his fucking name on the poster.
Vin Diesel played the hell out of Groot, though, for that one line.
My name is Hiccup. I live on an island.
So, yeah,
So,
that's how
like-
the movie begins.
What set me, it was weird at first for me because there's all these like Scottish accents or
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah.
All the adults of this, and then like he starts speaking. I'm like, this is Jay.
Yeah.
In fairness, though, he doesn't fit in with everybody else.
Well, true.
Well, sort of. The kids, everyone,
yeah, all the kids don't.
like apparently you don't get your Scottish accent until you hit 15. I guess.
Not till you kill a dragon.
Oh, is that-
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
once you drink
Once
dragon
you're-
blood,
once you're blooded,
it
then
turns you
you're-
Scottish. Yeah.
Once you're blooded. Ah, yeah, throwback. Gotcha.
All right, so we learn about this place called Burke.
It's apparently the only place that exists where the Vikings are Scottish.
Yeah, man.
You got your Scottish Viking.
Oh, Vikings were Scottish.
It's
Well, the
easier
Scottish were Vikings.
It's easier to cast than having your entire movie everybody sounds like the Swedish chap.
I would have preferred that personally.
And
but I
could
can
we just
understand.
change the town to Bork at that point?
Yep.
All right,
Well
so
played, sir.
yeah, you got your main character Hiccup here. He hates living in Burke. The people are all rough and
He
tough.
just hates living.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, and
Just
the
me?
you get attacked by
bad for that.
dragons all the time. They come, they take your sheep. And we meet the main cast here. You got Hiccup. He's this tiny, scrawny Viking that like everyone hates because he's like the worst Viking. Then his father is the chief of the village, Stoic the Vast. And then you got his buddy Gobber, the blacksmith. Gobber's missing a hand and a foot. And
Gives a mean
cyborg.
blowjob.
Oh,
oh, he's got. That's what the tooth comes out for.
That's
Yeah.
that's why it's Gobber. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Why I gave that.
well, because the stone, he'll rock your world. See what I did there?
So, Gobber has a bunch of different hands he can use. Like one of them's a tankard. He's got like weapons he could attach there. I believe in the Bone Napper video he has like a lute or something that he has on his hand.
I would have appreciated if he had like a bandolier of his
Yeah,
own.
hands. That
That
would be
would've
pretty
been- yeah,
awesome.
that would've been cool.
One of them's a stranger.
It did kind of bother me that like
Fleshlight.
one of the things about Hiccup is like he's the weirdo because he's more of an inventor type, and they seem to have a problem with that. Even though like he's got like robo hand he's switching out like that. Like
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool with this.
So
What if he wore a kilt and he just kept all the things under the kilt? You just like reach underneath and grab
Make a
it.
lot of
That'd be
noise.
hilarious.
He'd make a lot of noise.
So
Because of the attachments, or just his balls clacking around.
Little from column A, little from column B.
well, one of them's hanging off of his screw. That's
couple.
where
Has to be,
That's
yeah.
where he stores it.
It's for keeping.
So, listeners
Hold
at
on,
home,
I just need to get a different hand. You're not switching hands, you perv. Get the fuck out of here.
You've been switching hands for 3 solid minutes.
So, listeners at home, the spoiler alert now. This is a really good movie, and we're not going to have any real
Yeah, we're kinda-
flaws to
Yeah,
talk about.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just going to be us talking about, every character giving each other blowjobs and storing
Yeah.
parts under kilts and whatnot.
That's what we're here.
It's a palate cleanser.
Yep.
Like legit, I was thinking that while watching it. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's when we rolled this after Bright, I was like, you know what? It's time. It's time.
I mean, I can talk about some
No.
criticisms.
Oh, please.
Save it for the end.
Absolutely. I can't wait to hear them.
Well, I mean,
Well,
no,
point-
you can
point
bring
them out
things up
when they
as they
come up,
come.
yeah.
That's what we
All
do.
right. So we get
I got a few.
Yeah, of
Little
course.
things,
no,
but, you
no
know.
movie is above reproach.
Yeah.
Save for Predator.
So we got the other kids of the village here are forming like the fire brigade in this dragon attack. You got Fish Legs, he's like the D&D nerd. You got Snotlout, who loves himself. You got Rough Nut and Tough Nut, the twins, who are just terrible.
Does
And
he love himself, or does he just want to bang Astrid? And
both.
Both, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I think his love for himself makes him believe he's entitled to Astrid.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
And then finally, there's Astrid, who is the object of Hiccup's affections.
Smurfette.
And the most badass one of the group.
Yeah.
What's Smurfette? What do you mean?
Is the only girl in the village.
She's not even the
No,
only
there's
girl
other-
in that group.
Yeah.
Who's the other girl?
One of the twins was a
Tough
woman.
Nut,
Oh.
I believe.
That explains that line. Okay.
Yep. So,
Is this one of your criticisms?
Just to clarify, this is why we question when you have criticisms, because you probably just didn't understand things. But anyway,
Question that you have a driver's license.
yeah, Hiccup is told he needs to stop being Hiccup. And in this town, your status depends on whether or not you can kill a dragon.
His working name was Fuck Up, but they had
Yeah.
to change it for the movie.
correct.
I wonder if there are outtakes of that.
There's like one copy of the book somewhere where they didn't change it.
Fuck up. Get back in there.
No, yeah. I mean the book I get, but I'm sure it's not in the book. But with that group, somebody had to be, because I was in I guess a lot of actors voiced their lines together because they tried to get them to have that energy and do some improv stuff. So I guarantee there's some outtakes where there's some F-bombs and stuff.
What the fuck is a summer flare?
Exactly.
So, we
Shut up, you fuck.
we learned there's a bunch of different types of dragons, and the coolest dragon is a Night Fury, and no one's ever killed one of those. And Hiccup wants to be the first to kill one.
No one's ever seen one.
Yeah, they're really fast and they don't miss. The other dragons breathe fire. The Night Fury has like a particle cannon or something. like
He's a Zoid.
It's like it's fire, but it has like the blue flame,
Yeah.
like from a blowtorch. You know,
Yeah.
like
it's a concentrated like fireball that explodes.
A photon torpedo.
Yeah.
This not to get too far ahead, I guess, but this does get into one of those things of the dragons have certain rules
But
till they
the
don't.
Night Fury doesn't. Yeah.
Well, not even just the Night Fury, but they're like all dragons have a certain number of things they can
Yep.
shoot until it's convenient for them to just go ham, and then
Yeah,
it's whatever.
Well, that's it, because all the other dragons have ammo limits, but the Night Fury,
Yeah.
it just shoots as a.
Or
Well,
maybe
as
he
it wants
does,
to.
but his is in the
That's-
hundreds
his
for
is
some
high,
reason.
yeah.
Who
He
knows?
never
But-
misses. So
Yeah. But he shoots a lot.
well, yeah.
He has like cleave or something.
Yeah,
Everybody
that one-
else is stuck with a 10-round magazine.
Yep.
Yeah, that one stupid.
He's got a 30-round.
That one stupid boulder dragon
drum.
thing has like 6.
He has an extra roll for every successful,
Yeah.
and he has natural, just nothing but natural 20s on his.
Yeah, if he destroys his target, he gets his shot back.
Yeah,
Ah.
that's it.
All right, so Hiccup, he's got this like net launching cart that everyone's like, this kid's a fuck up. Why would he do that? Like, that's not a Viking thing to do. Let's fire the catapult at them.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 It's totally, this
Yeah, that's what I'm
different.
saying.
It's a
Like,
different thing.
Yeah, I know they're trying to do that thing, because he's the inventor, he's the weird one, he's handling things differently, but it's like, he's not that different, and he seems to be helping out, so...
Yeah.
I mean, it's a better catapult for catching shit.
It's like,
Yeah.
you guys presumably know how to aim a catapult. So when he fires this thing, you're like, oh, you just hit that guy. But like, you would know that you can aim that better, right?
Yeah.
You just saw it.
Also, if
You
you
can murk a dude.
Well, the
Aim it at a
implication is
dragon.
that he always screws
It's
up.
more that anything he touches goes
Yeah.
wrong.
Well, yeah, he does suck.
makes you wonder, if that in that way he's hurting the village, because he could have like introduced the ballista a while ago, but he just fucked it up when it was time, and now they're all like, no,
Yeah,
none of
that
that.
seems to be what it is,
That would be
basically.
the ideal weapon to fight these dragons. We just don't have it. All right, so now he's got his net launcher cart. It's pretty cool. It fires a bolo. He hits the Night Fury, and it crashes down somewhere on the island. And then a nightmare shows up, and the nightmare dragon's pretty cool because it can light itself on fire.
Looks dumb as shit, but yeah,
It's got a bad case of the underbite.
Yeah, well, all right, let's get... How do we feel about the general designs of
They're
these
dumb.
dragons? And, like, do you have a favorite, a worse?
I guess
least-
the Night Fury is.
I mean, that's obviously the
coolest
best.
Yeah.
one. The big one at the end is.
Yeah,
Decent.
that one's
The
cool.
Alpha Dragon,
Yeah.
was pretty badass.
But all the other ones are just goofy looking.
I mean, they are a little goofy.
Yeah.
I know... Sorry.
I don't really like the overall designs done, but I understand why. It was so that the dragons that were the good dragons were not scary to the kids watching
Gotta sell those toys.
the movie.
But yeah, like...
Were there toys?
yeah.
Eventually, I
Yeah.
don't think there were really with the first.
I
one,
think so.
I
I'm sure.
dug the
Just
double
because
head.
There was a
fucking
lot
why
of
wouldn't they?
toys.
Okay, I feel like I saw like the Night Fury, like toothless toys, but I don't think I ever saw the other one.
Yeah, I think that for the most part, that's what you got.
Okay.
If I remember the second movie, they start introducing some cooler ones. Like I think Stoic's dragon was pretty awesome.
Well, yeah, like they even a lot of the ones in the other movies we even see as drawings in this book, but I guess you had to save something for later.
Yeah,
The Whispering Death, which is this one over here.
he's not whispering anymore. He's,
Yeah.
But yeah, well, part of the reason I brought that up though is the nightmare one is the one that bothers me the most because it's so close to just being a dragon, but then they were just like, let's put the eyes in the wrong spot. Like, it bugs me.
The bone napper was weird because it's like, what is that?
Well, there's a whole
It's
little.
explained in
skeleton
other.
dragon.
Yeah.
There's a short film about that. It's quite fun.
Yeah.
So what you would call it? So Hiccup, yeah, he goes back to like the blacksmith shop. Oh no. The nightmare shows up, and the nightmare's gonna kill him, and he's he's breathing fire. But Stoic shows up, and Stoic, he makes the dragon shoot fire a little bit. Then he's like, "You're out of shots," and then he just punches the shit out of the nightmare until it flies off. And Hiccup still manages to ruin the day, though, because the pillar he was hiding behind, it's just like this big lit brazier, and that falls over, and that like rolls over and knocks over the nets that they threw over some of the dragons they had already captured and sets them free. And the dragons make off with the sheep, and somehow that's Hiccup's fault.
Yeah, that's a lot to put on him just
Yeah.
because he was behind the pillar when the dragon shot his fire.
I think this is one of those things where it's like, you're already used to defaulting, it's his fault.
Yeah.
So like, if he was on scene at all, it's his fault.
Well,
If he wasn't on scene,
if he stayed
that's
where
if
he
he
why
had
was.
stayed locked up in the forge
Yeah,
where he was
right,
supposed to
exactly.
be, he wouldn't have been behind the pillar, which the dragon
Right.
wouldn't have shot it with the fire.
Fuck these people.
So,
Yeah, maybe somebody else would have. Who, you know, that's a lot.
so Stoic sends him back to the forge, and he commiserates with Gobber there. And Gobber's like, "Well, it's not what you look like they don't like; it's what's on the inside that they can't stand."
Fuck these people.
Brian woke up today and chose violence, everybody.
Nah, because these people are the same people like fucking in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, Rudolph wasn't shit until he did something for him. Then he was no, fuck these people.
Yep.
I agree on that one.
Yep.
So,
I mean, yeah. But if I just spent the last 2.5 hours fighting a dragon with my bare hands, and then some little shit runs through, and it's the boss's kid too, and I'm just like, this fucking piece of shit.
But that's the thing. Again, it's some little shit runs through. Like, he didn't just start knocking things down. This wasn't him pushing over
But if
a
he would've
tower.
stayed put like he was told.
Maybe. There are dragons burning half your village. Why would this one thing be his fault?
Also,
It
why
could
would
have
it be safe
happened.
to stay inside buildings he said at the beginning are very, very brand new?
Yeah.
I just think it would have been cool if we got to watch Stoic actually punch a dragon to death.
yes.
Sure.
And you just see
slap
off
a headlock
screen,
on
like,
that
the
and-
elbow coming up a bunch of times, and then he just stands up covered in blood, and he just starts crying and has to walk away. Like, I think it would have made
Well,
for
that
a
was dark.
deeper fan.
Yeah, no one kills a dragon in the entire movie.
No,
Nope.
they can't have that.
Oh,
Well,
I didn't even like,
dragon at
implied
the
that.
end.
Like,
Yeah.
they didn't even, well, yeah.
Well, Bradley killed
the-
that dragon.
Yeah.
the dragon queen / alpha dragon does eat one, and,
Oh, that's
and
true.
that,
That's true.
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it kind of kills
Ate a
itself.
couple.
Yeah.
We do get to see its head like implode.
Didn't see the body. No on-screen death.
We'll get to that one in a sec. All right, so now his dad's like, he calls a war council. He's like, we gotta go find this dragon nest. We gotta destroy that. So we're gonna leave before winter comes to do that. And
Again, apparently.
yep. And so Gobber has to train a batch of new recruits, and Gobber talks Stoic into letting Hiccup train to learn to fight dragons.
So again, why I say fuck these people. In that fucking council,
Yeah.
what was it like, who wants to come with me?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Or is that later?
No, that was here.
Yeah, yeah. it was
who
her.
wants to come with me? And they're like, and he's like, well, whoever stays here has to watch my son. And then they'll
Yep.
raise their hand and go, fuck these people.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yeah, good. Especially because you have not shown us that he himself is that destructive on his own.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to just go ahead and come in on Saturday. Okay?
So, now Hiccup goes off into the woods and he finds the Night Fury he shot down. He brought a dagger to kill it. It's all tied up.
His shit worked. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
It totally
Yeah.
did work.
And
yeah.
nobody believed him either.
Yep. And so he's ready to kill it, and then he's like, I can't do it. So he cuts the dragon free. So this Night Fury here stands up, throws him against a rock, screams in his face, and takes off flying. But it can't fly so well because it's missing a tail fin. So it crashes back down.
Criticism number one.
Yeah.
That would not prevent you from being able to fly like that.
Yeah. That's one where I use like the James Cameron defense of how
Oh, yeah.
everyone's like they can't, both of them could fit on that door. He's like, well, then I would have made a smaller door. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So now, he comes back and he's about to tell his dad that he can't kill dragons and he doesn't want to learn how. But his dad, who doesn't listen to him
At all. Fuck
yeah,
these people.
Yeah.
is like, you're going off to train, and I'm not going to listen to
Tomorrow.
whatever you have to say. We're going to make a Viking out of you yet. You start tomorrow. Take this axe. I'm leaving.
I'll come back, maybe.
Maybe
Yeah,
I'll come
maybe.
back.
He does say that too. Maybe.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we
I think it
go.
was much more of a I might die.
Oh,
Then,
yes. Yeah, that wasn't...
Someone just abandoned.
Yeah, that wasn't an abandoned thing because he would, if that was the case, he would have put the kid on the boat instead. But
Yeah.
no, that was we're Vikings. We might not come back from this. So
That'd be like, okay, prove yourself. You're coming with us. You're gonna kill the nest.
or you're gonna be bait. I don't care which.
End this.
So it cuts to the next day, and now we're training to learn to fight dragons. We're fighting a Gronkle.
Not a Grundle.
Nope. It's this little fat dragon thing, and
A confused looking
Yep.
fat dragon.
and
It looks like a turd with bumblebee
Flying
wings.
Tiny little winglings.
it's a war potato.
It is a war potato.
And
It is a dragon bumblebee.
it's got 6 shots, and first lesson,
It's a Grundle bee.
Grundle.
It is a Grundlebee.
You need a shield because it protects you, and apparently if you make enough noise, it distorts their vision.
Sure.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it started confused, so the noise just makes it worse.
I will also add that helps with your argument about that wouldn't prevent him from flying. Like, it's their world. I don't know how
Who
physics
knows?
work.
Yeah.
Yeah. But essentially, like when your shield gets destroyed, you're out, and the dragon stops fighting you.
Yeah.
Which is important in a sec. So now Hiccup fucks it up, and then he's about to get bit, and Gobber comes in with his hook and grabs the Grunkle and shoves it back in its cage. And he's like, dragons always go for the kill. Never
Except when
mind
they don't.
the fact that it just blew all those kids' shields up, and they ran away and it didn't do anything.
Maybe it thought they killed. He was like, "Oh, their shields." Maybe he thought those were like their heads or something.
Yeah. Oh, he's dead now.
I got him.
It's too much noise. You couldn't tell. No, I'm sure that was just more of a, like, he shot at them. He probably would have gone back for the kill, but he was doing other things.
So he's like, why didn't the Night Fury go for a kill? He muses to himself. And,
I like how Joe narrated that. That was good.
Thinking the same thing.
Yeah, why not?
so now we have the beginning of many scenes of...
All right, Joe, you have to do the voices every time now. You've set a precedent.
I don't even know what I did, but now we have...
You started putting me to sleep.
You didn't even
Fun story.
Tell me a story.
Well,
Joe.
like, you gave, like, narration to it, and Rob somehow assumed that meant you did a voice, so now that's what you're doing. I don't
Okay.
know. Go for it.
So we get the first of what of a montage of scenes, well, a collage of scenes that I call dragon diplomacy,
Yeah.
where he starts off, he sees the Night Fury, and he's like, I'm just going to draw a picture. Just sit there and sketch it.
In the voice.
I don't even know what the
That's-
voice was.
Just the voice of the dragon. Or actually, I think we're supposed to be in the head of
Jay.
Hiccup. Yeah, Jay. So you have to do it in his voice.
I will not ever, after the Goon, like, it ruined Jay Baruchel for me, that I can't not see that character.
I haven't
And
seen
it,
that.
you watched it for the podcast.
Oh, okay, that's that.
Yeah.
What did he play?
He played the guy that was just constantly, like, humping everything and just, like,
I don't
he
remember.
played, like, the worst character.
Joe, you know.
Yeah.
I
I'm
purged
envious
it. I
that,
purged it
because that's it.
immediately.
That's with me forever, and it's just gone for you, and I'm
God
jealous.
damn it.
Meanwhile, like, Joe, what did you do at work today? Bleh. I don't know. But anyway,
This scene was cute as shit, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't read my own handwriting.
Well, basically, it's a lot of him learning about this dragon and getting to know it, and learning about dragons in general. Find out, like,
And the
They eat
dragon
fish.
getting to know
Dragons
him too.
love
Yeah.
apples.
well, yeah, he finds out they like fish, so he brings them a fish, and then he realizes he can't fly because of the tail things. Starts doing something about that.
So here's another fuck these people moment, though, because he goes back, and this is where they learn about the Dragon Manual. And, like, Fish Legs has already read it. Astrid read it the once that she needs to. All the other kids are like, why read words when you could kill stuff the words are about?
America.
Yeah. So it's just, Hiccup with the Dragon Manual. It has all these dragons in it, and it's always like, very dangerous, kill on sight.
Yep.
Very dangerous, kill on sight. All the dragons.
By the way, we're changing this format of the podcast. We're actually going to be a book club now and not watch movies. We're going to read books.
Yeah. Anyway,
Start with Ghostbusters.
That was a book?
Very dangerous, kill on sight.
the Ghostbusters themselves.
Dan Aykroyd, very dangerous killer.
Herkimer. Herkimer Diamonds.
Stop farting.
There is a weird bit of editing here where, after the first training, he goes off to hang out with the Toothless, and then he comes back, and that's when they're eating. And I missed. Was it raining? Because he's suddenly wet. I wasn't sure why.
Oh,
I might have missed. I might have missed that part. And then they leave him with the book. Everybody leaves, and he's left with the book.
Oh, sorry, it was raining outside. Yeah.
And then we.
Oh, okay,
Okay. But then we cut to him coming to the table with the book late at night, and it's like, what? Why? What was that? It was just a weird edit bit. Just wondering if maybe something was cut out. I don't know, but
I think it was just trying to show that he's studying hard. He's going for speed. For speed, he's doing this.
Also,
stuff.
that
He's all alone in
everyone-
his time of need.
Yeah,
That is true.
it was.
Everyone left him, including Gobber.
But it's not like they showed it like he stayed at the table reading all night. He comes to the table with the book.
From, I think, the other table he was sitting at.
Yeah.
Finishing his dinner.
But then
not, you could interpret
that
it
would
as-
imply that it got much later in the time it took him to walk from one table to the other.
I don't know.
It's weird.
He could have been studying the dragons that were in the ring too. Who knows? He could have taken that book and
Could have had a bait
Well,
break after.
Yeah, he
Ashton
might have
left.
just been jacking it.
Yeah, he's just
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like maybe something was cut out.
get his own jabber.
Just drawing dicks on all the dragon illustrations in that book.
It's like, well, apparently no one's going to read the book, so I'll just put dicks over it.
Wait till later when he finds out if he scratches in the right spot, he can get them all to drop and can draw dicks right on their face.
This will show
Red
Astrid
rocket,
my
red
true
rocket.
feelings.
Well, what's funny, too, is the next generation that has to read that book is just going to grow up believing the dragons all have giant dongs.
They're not all giant.
Yeah.
Some of them are quite petite.
Fair enough.
What do
So-
you think makes the Night Fury so aerodynamic?
Low drag, yeah.
Tiny dick.
I do like how they gave Toothless the big giant eyes like Gizmo and like
Or Stitch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Stop farting.
That wasn't me this time.
It's not even the smell.
yeah, that
It's
was
just,
me.
it started to sound like a
Yeah,
Howard Stern episode.
Starting.
Booey, boo.
I think we passed that a long time ago.
Next day at dragon training, we found a natter, and we learned that dragons have blind spots you could stay in. And this natter, this little dragon, it's just like, I could just knock this whole goddamn maze down, and I'm going to do that. And again, it's about to kill Hiccup when Astrid saves the day, but she's pissed. She's like, Hiccup, you're useless. Get the fuck out of here. He's like, fine, I'll go see a Night Fury. I'll bring him a
these people.
fish.
Well, no, this is one where I'm kind of on their side because he's asking all these questions during the training.
That's true. He's trying to
There's
learn
a
about the Night
dangerous
Fury.
dragon firing at him and shit.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "What about the Night Fury?" And my thought is just, you remember how you guys have dinner and talk about things after the class?
Yeah.
Shut
that's
up and
the
ask him
appropriate
then.
time.
It's like, it's a movie. It doesn't happen unless it's on the screen.
Well,
So yeah, we go. He
it's
gets
time saving, man. I get it.
he gets closer to the Night Fury here, and he brings it a fish, and he has to take his dagger out and kick it away. Which with the Night Fury sounded like, all right, that's cool. And he goes up to sniff the fish and opens his mouth, and he doesn't have any teeth. So he's like, huh, toothless, and there's his name. But suddenly, a whole bunch of serrated teeth just pop out, and he snatches the fish up and starts eating it.
I'm not sure any animal exists that has teeth that work like cat's claws. That
Yeah.
was a weird.
Okay.
Don't sharks
Do they?
Sharks,
Well, their whole
the next
gums,
row
though.
of teeth will pop up as their
Well,
teeth
but
fall out.
I think when they're biting, it's just their lips go back.
That's
yeah.
what. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So we're all let's all get together, write this company, and tell them that they've done their dragons incorrectly.
Inanimate or not inanimate.
Yes, inanimate.
Rob
They've
is
done
giving
their
me this
animated
look
dragons animately, so they have to scrap everything.
Anatomically incorrect.
So
was what my
fix
brain
it for the live
abbreviated
action.
as
Yeah.
Inanimate.
All right.
John, you're our reptile expert.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of
Two
animals
dicks or what?
that Definitely 2 dicks.
Yes.
So that
So
his
those of you-
illustrations would have been completely
So
wrong.
those of you doing the Rule 34, half of you are correct.
Yeah, most reptiles have what's called a hemipene. It is a penis that is split into 2 parts.
Two-headed dragon. Double that?
No, because it's just still one body.
Okay.
Now, if it was one dragon head with 2 bodies,
With 2 bodies, then you got
Yeah.
4 dicks.
Now,
you got to still go in.
You got a quadro dick.
Would it be
the
a,
one head with 2 bodies, I want to see that thing try to function.
Would it be a quadrupene or would it be a bihemipene?
No, because they'd be 2 separate bodies, so it'd be each one having a hemipene. So it wouldn't be a bihemipene.
I think I have a more important question that'll settle the argument here. How many reptiles have a particle cannon in their stomach?
How many listeners have turned the thing off?
Like, I don't think the fact that his teeth retract is a big deal.
All of
And
them?
there are
It's scary.
there are creatures that have extra sets of jaws, and like the moray eel.
Yeah, the
has
pharyngeal
a
jaws.
alien style another mouth
And
inside
oh,
its
wow.
mouth.
And don't-
it can just
That's
push
exciting.
its gums down.
Well, also,
over its-
at the very least, don't a lot of snakes have like the teeth that fold
Snakes
back?
they fold
Yeah.
backwards.
I mean, they're not going in like claws, but that's.
But certain snakes, don't they have the back set of teeth too that'll kind of like
Oh,
pull
yeah.
things into their mouth?
Pythons
Yeah.
have teeth
It's
in
a-
the middle of their
Yeah, there are rear fang snakes.
Yeah.
those just are there.
Yeah, they just kind of stick out all
There's
the time.
that crab that has
They're
teeth
still
in its
angled a little
stomach
bit.
that
But
it
I
uses
could-
to growl
I
at
could
you.
fully
So
believe that it
awesome.
could just like push its gums down over its teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know what purpose it would. serve.
Again,
maybe
it's-
they gum each other when they're about to do it.
aerodynamic.
It's got little like scrapey plates in there that sharpen its teeth when they.
Sure.
No,
It's
yeah,
a dragon.
I did read something saying that like they thought of it doing that because of its laser blast, basically, like to not destroy.
So you
its
don't
teeth.
blow your teeth out.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, every
All right,
time I
yeah.
think he had his teeth bared when he did that, but that's
Because he wouldn't be burning his gums off either.
Again,
But it's to make the dragon cuter. That's
it's
why
as
they're-
it's
Yeah.
also
It was
it's as
cute as
realistic
shit,
as a
but-
dragon
It
is.
was.
So yeah,
It was.
and yeah, he's adorable.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here watching this movie and Toothless running me up my cat. So I'm like,
Yeah. Now, around this point, I noted I'm like, the animation for this movie is fucking beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
absolutely.
what's on the screen might not always be the most aesthetically pleasing, but like it looks beautiful.
Yeah. design choice is different than its
Yeah.
actual quality. But I was actually noticing this time more kind of the opposite. Because it is really good, but like in my head, I am now comparing it to like How to Train Your Dragon 3, which has advanced so much past this.
Yeah.
So I'm noticing little flaws. It's all little shit, like just some shading bits and things like that. But it really hit me this time. It's like I remember thinking how amazing this looked when I first saw it, and now I've seen so much newer, better stuff that I'm just like, I'm
But
noticing
now-
these things now.
Now compare that though to the effects from Ghost Rider. So which one?
Why do you ask questions you already know the answer to?
yeah. What even?
Like,
I'll tell you right now, I'll compare this to Quantumania, and this is still better.
yeah, this is better than Quantum.
But,
All right, so how you befriend a Night Fury after you've given it a fish.
Teach it to fish.
Next
Yes.
time, you remember to bring another fish with you because it saw that he didn't have a fish now, and it's like, oh, all right, here's some, and just regurgitates it.
So is that like a fat chat foul?
No, he was trying to give him food.
What
Yeah,
about
no,
the part where he's like, "Fuck eels! I'm not going to eat that thing that you brought for me."
It was
No,
probably
huh?
poison. I mean, but there's got to be a reason they don't eat them.
yeah,
You try.
bright colors.
Other dragons did like the eel, though.
no, that's
No.
not true. They all
Was
hated
it?
it.
They all don't like the eel.
Well, so even when he threw it to that other dragon,
That's how he
That
got
was
it to
why he was running
Oh,
away.
yeah, okay.
And the way I interpreted that, I joked about this at the time, but the way I interpreted
Damn.
that is the dragon/fish equivalent of a cucumber. So when you throw a
for the
cucumber
cat. Yeah.
for a cat, it's
Pickles.
like, no. Or pickle, whatever. But,
No,
And
pickles are good.
It might have just been because the eel was smoked and all the other fish were not cooked.
I mean, that could be too. But
All right.
although, yeah, it was brightly colored. That was a good call.
So
Whoever said that.
yeah, he has to take a bite out of this this regurgitated fish, and then Toothless here, he wants to make sure you swallow and not spit.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he watched while it was in his mouth until he swallowed. And then he was like, all right, good. I'm going to go use my fire breath to make a like an ashen little warm bed to lie in, which I thought was friggin'
That was
adorable.
cute as shit too.
Yeah. Like went in a circle and scorched the ground.
Like his breath is like the those not the like the butane lighters that have the blue
Yeah.
flame. That's like
Yeah.
how his breath is.
Yeah.
Like the jet flames.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now Hiccup does like a stick drawing of Toothless. So Toothless is like, I can do that too, and grabs a tree and just scribbles, but it's adorable.
You step out that line, I'll fucking kill you, though.
Yeah. But then he figures out he can play him like a musical instrument. He's like steps on it and he's like, "Grr, grr, grr." So yeah, after a day of bonding, he earns the honor of being able to boop Toothless's snoot. And that's
Toothless boops his hand.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's a day
that's
well
first.
spent.
That's like a precious memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First time your cat lets you boop his nose, good stuff.
I got it on film for one of my cats.
And then we cut to the kids are all on the ruins of one of the catapults, and while Gobber tells them the story about how he got dismembered.
Fun times.
Yeah.
But that's not why they call me Gobber.
But then, Hiccup gets the idea. He's like, hey, Gobber built himself new leg, like a new leg and all these cool hands. I could build Toothless a new tail fin.
See,
So,
just take a moment. That is again where I will give more kudos to this movie. Not only is he thinking about like potentially Gobber getting a new hand and everything, but you're also hearing a flightless dragon is a dead dragon, so
Yep.
he has that urgency and everything.
that's a good point too.
It's good storytelling.
All right, so he gets his little work montage on, and the next day he comes back with a whole basket of fish to distract Toothless, and it's adorable as hell. After Toothless wolfs them all down, after he throws the eel out because Toothless hates the eel, then Toothless is like sticking his head in the basket, and I'm like, hell yeah. So
Just
while
like
that's
a cat.
happening, he's fighting with Toothless's tail to put this new fin
Toothless
apparatus.
dies of mercury poisoning.
Yep.
The end.
It's tragic. he
How
actually
to
he
Train Your Dragon
explodes.
2.
He looks around, smiles at Hiccup, and then his head just blows off.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so now Toothless has his new tail fin, and it works, but it needs somebody to operate it. So he's going to need a rider now.
That's legit a hard mechanical problem to solve. Because you can't like drill into its tail to anchor it in any way. You just got to strap it, but it's cylindrical. So it's going to rotate all over the damn place.
Yeah, this is where I had some questions on the like just the belt, and he's like, "Yeah, that works." I'm like,
Let it go.
"That won't
Yeah.
stay."
Let it go.
Oh yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah.
But like, and then similar with the like when he has getting ahead a little again, but like when he has the cheat sheet for the different maneuvers, I'm just
Yeah.
like, I don't see how or even that you are doing anything other than opening and closing that thing. So I don't know how
Yeah.
this is working, but again,
So, yeah, this
Whatever.
is a classic case for me of the movie has built up enough cred with the stuff it's doing well
Oh, yeah.
that
Yeah.
when it does something that I have to turn my brain off, I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did that Tyrannosaurus come from?
Don't care.
Yeah.
It was the awesomest run-in ever.
again, this is if I was just watching this movie and then someone were to ask me about it,
Yeah.
I would not mention any of this because it's not important.
Yeah.
But since we are trying to fill time on
Yeah.
a podcast, I'll bring it up.
All right, so
So what you're saying is, listeners, we don't value your time.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to pad this shit out.
well, I don't think the listeners listen to this and they're like, "Oh man, I wish this would end
We
soon."
have nothing
Like,
better to do.
I want the 4 a.m. podcast to be a speed run.
If at this point in the podcast you have thought to yourself, man, I wish this would end soon, please write in.
It shouldn't be
I-
longer than the movie.
And
That wasn't longer than the movie.
I'm not going to argue that, but at the same time, like, if you clicked on this thing and you saw that time and you downloaded it anyway, that's, it's on you.
All right.
Thank you for listening.
Yes, indeed. Moving this along.
We appreciate
For the
it.
3 of you left, thank you for
It's
listening.
time to face the two-headed dragon, which Hiccup, I thought he bribed it with the eel, but he scares it with the eel and gets it to back off.
Yeah, the first time I watched it, I was thinking the same thing until I realized even when he threw it in with it, it was still cowering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so scared.
So, which means he left it in like this oubliette where
Yeah,
he can't
yeah.
see it. It's like, somewhere there's an eel in here.
That is true.
Thing's fucking traumatized.
Pitch black in there now.
So now Hiccup basically he turns things around because everyone's like, how the hell did Hiccup just cow that dragon? And he starts
Same way
learning.
Whoever put them in the oubliettes to begin with did.
He starts learning the secrets of dragons because he could interact with Toothless.
And again, this is, it's nitpicking, but this is where I will bring up another criticism of just like, everyone's like, oh, how'd you become this great dragon master and whatever? And I'm like, somebody has to be noticing how weird this shit is.
Yeah.
Because like, with the one, he just had like essentially catnip or whatever, that grass. And then he just like rubbed its nose and it was just like happy and laying for him. Like somebody's got to be like, okay, you did not punch that thing in the face.
Yeah.
How the fuck did you make that happen? So they should know something's up.
So yeah, basically we get a montage where he's learning to fly with Toothless. It's friggin' awesome. He learns that dragons like grass and they like scratchies behind their ears. And
They have an off switch under their chin.
yep,
I thought it was a jizz button.
Yep.
maybe. Well, they're
Well,
done.
yeah.
I mean,
They blow their nut and they're like,
Yeah.
"All right, I gotta lay down.
isn't that pretty much your off switch too?
Oh, I need to take a nap.
Yep.
Why is it internal?
They like chasing light beams like cats.
Like cats, yeah.
Yeah. So Hiccup's becoming the cool guy around town, and Astrid is like starting to take notice. Like, what is this guy doing? He's
Angry
going
notice.
somewhere else. Yeah, and also he's stealing my fucking thunder.
Yeah, fuck her.
So there's
I mean, he wants to.
funny little shot where he somehow ends up like tethered to Toothless and needs to go to the blacksmith shop to become untethered. And so he's talking to Astrid outside the shop through like these double doors. And Toothless is moving around in there. So there's one point while he's talking to her, he just like floats up against the wall,
Everything's
comes
fine
back down.
here.
Yeah, he's like, everything's fine. It's fine.
Everything's perfectly normal.
Go, my child.
Then, whatchamacallit, he
Yodel.
Stoic and everyone returns home, not able to find the dragon nest.
I just want to point out, did anyone else think that the flag was like Trogdor?
What?
It was
I was Trogdor.
rather Trogdor-esque, yeah.
I also,
I don't think I even noticed.
since we stopped here, another good bit of their storytelling and whatever is to have that scene work better with him trying to get through the village with Toothless. We found earlier an excuse to have basically half the village not be there. So little touches like that are just nice.
Yeah.
Now everyone's coming home, and while that's happening, Hiccup is out flying with Toothless, and the music and the visuals here is just fucking beautiful. Like he gets the whole flight thing figured out. It's pretty damn amazing. So now he's chilling with Toothless on some cliff somewhere with some fish they caught. And these little dragonlets show up, and they're like, we're going to get some of that fish. Toothless is like, fuck you, it's my fish.
And I have a photon cannon.
Yeah. So one of the little ones, like, the fish starts moving out of the pile, and it's adorable because the little one's carrying it away. So Toothless and it get into tug of war. Toothless wins, and then the little one's like, I'm going to breathe some fire at you. And Toothless is like, I'm going to fire a photon torpedo right in your thermal exhaust port.
But it's important because this is where Hiccup realizes that they have to expel the flames. They can't like swallow them because it'll hurt them if they swallow them.
They're not fireproof on the inside.
Yeah, every single like thing that he learns for like a valid, good reason, and it's not corny. It's just natural. It just makes sense.
And at this point, he says everything we know about dragons is wrong.
Yep, because they don't read
and
As the
or
little
try
bitty
things.
dragon he gave a fish to.
Yep.
curls up next to him like
Yup.
a cat.
Yep.
So now we get to the important scene where Stoic comes home and meets with his father. His father's so proud, and he
Because he placed first, right?
he's about to,
Oh, he's about to.
but
He's the head boy.
yeah. And he first makes it sound like he knows about Toothless, but he's actually like, do you think you could hide your aptitude at dragon slaying
Stuff.
or whatever from me?
No one kills a dragon.
Yeah.
In the entire movie.
So
It's called How to Train Your Dragon.
Also, just because we kind of breezed past this, but again, to hear fuck these people, there's a weird point when they first get back where everybody's like congratulating him, and he's like, "What? So he's gone?" And like,
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
true.
like,
Yeah.
what the hell was that?
yeah, he
whole
really hoped
conversation.
his son was dead. Like,
Is my
yeah.
child dead?
Well, I mean, he had a moment where you could kind of, and again, credit to the animation and the modeling. You could kind of get a sense of the internal monologue of like, I'm upset my son's dead, but I'm also happy
run
my
away.
son's dead, or he ran away, and I'm like, it's not my problem anymore. But it was my only son, but it's not my problem anymore. It's kind of like, I don't know how to feel right now.
Killed him? Oh, you old coot, guess I owe you that blowjob after all.
Oh, they've had a thing going since his wife died.
Hell yeah.
But like, I feel like either way, like if I were him and someone was like, hey, out with the old, in with the new, or whatever that guy said, I would punch him in the face. Like, that's my kid. Like, I don't know what happened, but fuck you.
So speaking of his dead wife, this
Puts
bothered
Gobber
me.
in a wig and what?
me
Oh,
bec-
what?
This bothered me because I've seen the second movie, right? So he gives Hiccup a helm
Well,
made of one half of his dead wife's breastplate, and he wears the other half, on his head, and he says he keeps her close, So he's wearing, the breastplate is being worn by the men of that family. Cool, that's kind of funny. And you know me, I'm normally like, I get mad when the girl's scantily clad or her tits are too big for no reason, whatnot. We get to meet his mom in the second movie.
Whoa, spoilers.
Yeah,
I've not seen the second one.
and her tits are not that big. They're not.
That's
Continuity.
spoiler
Well,
of all.
that's so
Continuity.
it's to accommodate the layers of fur underneath.
Thank you. There you go, John.
or
And
The
steel.
padding under
they
the,
have the breastplate because that got blown off when they thought she died.
Or maybe she had a little more weight on her when she lived on the island.
Listen to this fucking
And when she
simp
went
over
to
here.
live with the dragons, she lost some weight.
Hiccup
Just saying,
power
the,
simp.
the
The
one
half what
time when
happens?
I'm like,
Spoilers! Oh my god!
the one time when I'm like, all right, make the animated girl have the big titties. They don't.
Yeah.
The
There-
one time where I'm okay with it.
There's something weird going on. Like Rob got us on track before.
Yeah,
and,
no,
like,
it's opposite day
yeah,
up in here.
Yeah, there's something wrong. There's something wrong.
John's defending
There's
it.
Yeah.
so little
it's
air
weird.
left in this room.
What do you have against big boobs, Joe?
Basically,
So
they
much.
just they did what Disney loves to do: is they retconned the character in the sequel. That's all. She was supposed to be a big Brunhilde looking
Yeah.
woman.
Disney movie? I thought it was Universal.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. Moving on.
He's comparing it to Disney, not saying it's made by
Oh,
Disney.
whoa, okay. Yeah.
All right. So
Just say yes.
now it's
I didn't have time.
the next day in the ring. Hiccup wins again. Whatever dragon they're going up against. Astrid is fucking pissed.
This is what I did not get this part, right?
I didn't either.
Because he knew winning means you have to kill a dragon.
Yeah.
So why did he just let Astrid win?
I had the same thought. The only thing I will give is at this point, his dad is there, so I think the idea was supposed to be he was like, I can't do nothing with my dad.
Well,
My
I
dad's
also-
finally
The
watching.
dragon got past Astrid, and he had no choice but to
Okay.
tickle it.
That's possible, I
into
suppose.
Unconsciousness.
But also, he's like, okay, I have to save this dragon, right? Like,
Yeah.
So if
I
I
s-
get it back in the
Maybe, yeah,
cage
that
on
could be
its
too.
own, it doesn't.
I'm
You
gonna
know,
try and show them.
Although this-
that you
Gobber's
don't
not gonna
have
come
to do
down and
this.
put his fucking like
Anything
drill
in
a
it?
hole in its brain.
I think he was actually. I think he was gonna let Astrid do whatever needed to happen.
So
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Go.
Now, Astrid's friggin' pissed, and what you would call it? Hiccup leaves to go find Toothless. He's gonna he's planning on leaving the town now and taking Toothless with him, which he should have just did.
Fuck these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Astrid catches him, and she's got an axe, and she's like got her crazy face on, and he's like, "Well, joke's on you, because there's a fucking Night Fury behind you." So she freaks out. Hiccup has to act as like a peacemaker.
It's got a Hemi.
I get it.
Oh wow.
That's clever. As fuck.
So she's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna go tell everybody. I'm gonna run away." He's like, "Well, you forgot. I got a fucking dragon. I'm gonna kidnap your ass, take you to the top of the tallest tree, leave you there."
They just obliterate her. She is just dust. I'm sorry.
I want to point out that, well, no, it's not that important, but like, they really trust their own arm strength. At least because the kids are hanging off of everything in this moment.
That is true.
I would be fucking dead if I had to hang off a tree branch to save my life. I would just be dead.
Really?
I mean, I've done it. I've done it. It's not that hard.
It's like Final Fantasy rules where everyone can hang off of anything indefinitely or jump to like whatever they need to jump to.
Like,
I'd
if you
be
get the
dead.
thing underneath your arm, you're in great shape. The whole
No,
thing is like
also,
you can't
I
just
mean,
grab
I'm sure
forever.
they had
You
to
just
do,
gotta.
had to do. We're less sedentary than this lot here. So.
But that's the. It
I
is.
mean, when you had to do so many pull-ups in gym class. Like I was never the one that could do the most.
13.
But I
I'm
could
never the one that can do one.
any.
One time I did one.
13, 3 one-armed pull-ups.
But I could hang there forever.
Oh yeah.
Just holding on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Forever.
Hanging
yeah.
I could do, but pulling myself
Yeah,
up, no.
this is my Popeye grip.
There it is.
It wasn't until after I started doing
get my spinach. I'm John Stanley, the Sailor Man.
It wasn't until after I started throwing discus for the track team that like I got actually kind of strong.
But I did also just enjoy, like, I understand, I guess it's kind of necessary, but he's trying to, like, talk her down and be like, you got to give me a moment to
Literally.
listen. Meanwhile, like,
Or you're gonna die.
yeah, her life is in danger. Like, just you actively doing nothing, she might fall to her death right now.
Yeah,
He knows she's tough. She can hang on for a
essentially,
while.
Sure, but that's a
I mean,
big
she is badass, but like
in nicer terms, he beats an apology out of her.
yeah, basically.
And then they go flying together, and it's sweet. And then Toothless all of a sudden gets summoned by by this big old dragon. You're like, uh-oh, Toothless isn't in control of his faculties anymore. So they go to the dragon
Pissing and
nest,
shitting everywhere.
just leaving a Duke trail all across the
Vomit
ocean.
and Dookie everywhere.
So
Down into the ant poison.
they head into the main dragon nest, and all the food that they're gathering is getting dumped into this one hole. And this one little dragon comes by, and it like regurgitates one fish down there. So this big ass dragon pops up, and it's just like glomp, eats that thing. You're like,
that's where it fucked up though. If they had dropped its fish like with the rest of them,
yeah, it
never
would have been
found
fine.
out.
Yeah, or it just stayed on the edge. Just
But I
been
mean,
like, I'm not.
if you're the kind of dragon that's only just gonna get that little ass fish, you're the kind of dragon that shows up late.
Yeah, it's true.
Got to
So-
set a priority. Set an example.
So now they're like, oh shit, this is a big dragon nest. This dragon is going to fucking kill my dad when he tries to come here. So he returns home, and Astrid punches him for kidnapping her, and then kisses him for everything else
On the cheek.
on the
I
cheek.
can show you the world.
Yeah, it's
I
very.
can show you.
This beats the hell out of that scene, though.
Yeah, but it is very similar.
Yep. All right, so now it's the arena time. Not Toothless. Hiccup has to kill the dragon, and I guess he didn't leave at this point because he realizes like this village is going to get killed when they find that damn nest.
He didn't leave because now he's got a little
Well,
lady
there-
on the
yeah,
side
he
there.
won.
That's
Yeah, he could fly back later to hit that. He could just swoop grab her whenever he needs that.
yeah, like a booty call. Just
Yeah.
You just show up when you're looking for something.
So now he tells Astrid, he's like, whatever happens, don't let them find Toothless. I'm going to go fight this nightmare. And the nightmare comes out. He's all on fire. He's doing his stuff. Hiccup immediately subdues him, and he tries a diplomacy check on his dad. He's like, dragons aren't bad. We just misunderstand them.
Rolls a 1.
Yep. And his dad's like, intolerance?
But he also did a terrible job with this
Yeah.
because he starts with like, hey, you know our mother's breastplate helmet you gave me? I'm going to throw that inside and say I'm not one of these people.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the way to do it.
No.
First off, like, he should have just walked out there like a man before they even started it. Just like, people, because he was like a celebrity at this point.
Yeah.
So he should have flexed
Yeah.
that. Just be like, people, I have mastered the dragon powers.
Just be like, watch this.
Or
subdue the
yeah,
dragon.
I would say more be like, hey, I'm going in here. You guys want to know how I've been able to, do all this cool stuff with the
That's too many
dragons?
words.
Let me show it to
Words,
you.
yeah.
They didn't want to read that book. They don't
Yeah.
want it because he's just
That's
like,
it.
I have learned.
He's never had.
Yeah, I know dragon magic. This
I
dragon
know.
is my pet.
I know that we shouldn't put Brondo on plants because I can speak to them.
Yeah, and just be like, Dad,
He's never had clout though before, so he has no idea how to use it.
True.
yeah, but
He's
he
totally-
has ridden a dragon through rocks and shit. That makes your balls grow 3 sizes.
Yeah,
Like
but-
the Grinch.
Yeah.
We
When
almost
they-
crashed how
when they
big my
started
balls
out
were.
to begin with as chickpeas. That's not.
I do kind of feel like if that's the flex you're gonna go for, you ride in on Toothless and be like,
Oh, he could have also
Dude.
very
Yeah.
well done that.
Yeah.
Although they may have tried
Also-
to kill it like
See,
it's
that's
the
why
fucking
you're
knife
way up
here.
in the
Yeah,
air.
you're flying in the
like-
air and you don't miss
Yeah.
with your laser blasts. Like,
All right.
give it a try, Dad.
So now his dad's like, yeah, fucking intolerance. He does something that agitates the nightmare. The nightmare's attacking again. Toothless hears that from way to fucking the next county.
Yeah, I
and
don't
he's
know.
like, I'm coming to the rescue. And he comes in there, starts like, jaw jacking with the nightmare.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, oh crap, it's a night fury, and all the Vikings go and capture it. And Hiccup prevents Toothless from hurting any of them.
and just point blank murdering his dad.
So now Hiccup's trying to talk to his dad, and he fucking spills the beans on like, this dragon knows where the nest is. His dad's like, oh, looks like I'm gonna set Toothless to homing, and we're gonna go find this nest.
If you didn't hate me before, now you really
And
hate me.
he gives Hiccup such a denouncement. He's like, you're not my son.
Yeah, fuck this motherfucker.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, you ain't fat. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing.
I could eat you for breakfast.
So now Stoic and everyone else like packs up to go to war, and they take Toothless, they put him on the ship, and they got him in this like harness thing where he can't move, but he can still like beckon with his head for where they have to go.
He's a GPS.
And
A DPS, a
Yeah.
dragon positioning system.
so now Astrid goes up to Hiccup and is like, you look like you're gonna do something stupid. He's like, not stupid. I'm gonna do something crazy. I got an idea. Let's go get the other recruits. Let's go get the dragons. Let's fucking put our hat on with the thing that goes, "Boo." And then we're gonna, teach everyone how to ride dragons in like 5 minutes, and we're gonna
Yeah,
go
like,
after
how,
these guys.
how did he get them to learn so fast?
Also, they just latched on to this whole thing real quick.
Yeah. These kids were assholes.
Yeah,
Like,
like
Well,
dragons.
Yeah,
they did stop being assholes to Hiccup though. Once he started being the one that was winning.
true.
Right, but they're
Yeah.
still like, because they thought he was murdering dragons.
And that
Yeah.
was where I was confused because I was like, twins like hitting on him. That's pretty, progressive. That's nice. I thought it was a dude.
So, I guess more time elapses than it appears because they had the sail there and they were kind of like zigging and zagging and whatnot. So the kids had a little bit of time and then flew there.
Yeah, it's it's a movie. We gotta
Yeah.
keep things going.
fast
so,
travel.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
so
we fast travel in like some of the training stuff and things like that. We just kind of have to. You got to fill in the rest.
so they get to the dragon nest, and the plan essentially is 1, 2, 3, get her.
Yep.
They're going to fire catapults at the side of a mountain. That's
These are
going to
very
crack it
simple
open.
people.
And like, really, because we've seen the giant dragon in the thing. We've seen how many dragons there are there. Like, what were they gonna do if the big monster wasn't there?
Yeah.
There were so many dragons on this fucking island. What were they gonna do?
Their plan was Stoic there just goes in the cave and starts swinging wildly, which does
So-
nothing.
So when they first get there, I think they see like one dragon hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they don't have an idea yet until they blow open the wall how many dragons there are. Once he blew open the side, and he even said it in advance. He's like, "This is gonna go to hell real fast."
All hell's
Yeah.
going to break
Yeah.
loose.
So
In my
he
undies.
didn't. Yeah, he didn't know exactly how bad this was going to be.
Gobber brought
He
his
was
spare
like,
undies.
Well, I'm in a hole full of dragons. Gonna start swinging, and they had no idea.
Yeah,
that the big
presumably,
thing was
maybe
there.
he was thinking if they get into the physical nest inside caves, the dragons can't fly around, and they could destroy like the eggs or whatever's in the nest. That would make them then want to leave.
These
That's
people don't
what
really
I'm betting
think
on.
ahead.
Yeah, because he
I-
says
that's
something like
true.
that early on in the movies, like if we
Yeah.
destroy the
They're
nest.
gonna
Yeah.
take the nest.
Yeah.
He's all hopped up on hating his son.
Yep. So, either way, they
Hopped
crack
up
the
on
mountain
Mexican
open.
love
Yeah, and as
cakes.
Brick says, a bajillion dragons fly out. He's Stoic swinging his axe at all of them, misses all of them. And then
They're
they
like,
just
we can fly better than you can swing.
they just fly off, and everyone's like, "Oh, I guess we won." And then this might be the Alpha Dragon, the Dragon Queen. I don't know.
what this
The
thing
big ass
is.
dragon. It's
The leader.
It's the size of a Star
Yeah, the
Destroyer.
leader.
It just comes out and it's
Just the biggest one.
yeah. It comes out and it's like, "Hey, everybody, I'm gonna fuck up your shit."
This island,
Yeah.
your entire
It's like,
fleet,
so
you.
I have a limited amount of fire blasts, but one fire blast is enough to torch your entire flotilla of ships.
Did
he's
they
just-
establish that he has a limited?
No,
I didn't think they did.
They suggest earlier all of them do, but we have no
Right.
idea
the point
what
is,
most of them
one
are.
one of
so-
his blasts is enough to
Yeah,
subdue
yeah.
the entire fleet.
Oh yeah.
Luckily, Toothless is fireproof on the outside, so he's okay. But yeah, the ships are fucked. So now they're
kids
trapped
on
there
their
with this
backs are
giant
not.
thing. They fire their catapults at it. It's like, bitch, I don't care.
It's a kaiju.
Yeah. So now they're fucked. They're stuck on the island with it. So Stoic orders one of the other Vikings to take everyone to the other side of the island. He's like, I'm going to stay here and give it something to hunt. Gobber's like, I want to die too. I'm going to stay with you. It's time to make the sacrifice.
Besides,
both-
Gobber's the tasty one, right?
Yeah.
They both
True.
That's
full mass of
that's the
everything.
progressive couple. Those two.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah. They could have been a polycule. You never know.
Let's yes.
So now the gang shows up
What?
riding on their own dragons, and they start distracting the big dragon, and it's pretty cool. You know, you get some pretty interesting dragon fighting here. They're like, let's look for his blind spot. He's like, I got like 4 eyes on each side. I don't care.
But,
I like when they first rode in, it looked very much like he was about to say "what the fuck," but they cut away just before he dropped the f-bomb. Anyway,
I like in this scene when they're flying in, like Hiccup is like the leader, like the
Yeah.
captain. He's like,
Yep.
you do this, you do that, you do
Yeah.
that.
He's got this.
Yeah, he was on it.
And everybody had their own thing to do. Like the chubby guy got to tell him the stats of what he thinks
Yep.
it's up to.
Yep.
The two
Weaknesses
twins
and
get
whatnot.
to distract it, and then the other guy
it's
hit it.
almost as if they had a tactician with them.
Yeah.
All the party members had a distinct role. We never see it.
Yeah.
So Snotlow ends up on top of this thing's head, holding on to one of its like brow spikes, hitting it in the eye with a hammer.
It had like 8 eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't care. Like, it's
Still
just
hitting
I'll
it in
close
the
that
with a
eye.
hammer.
Well, he
irritated.
he
It was
cared,
bothered,
but
yeah.
yeah.
It was enough time for the Vikings to get away. Meanwhile, Hiccup, he goes to rescue Toothless. Like Astrid drops him off, and he's like, "All right, time to free Hiccup. I'm trying to free Toothless from this device. Oh, I'm still Hiccup. I'm still fucking tiny.
And the device is like a steel manacle.
Yeah.
And underwater.
So yeah, the ship starts to sink. Toothless is going under. Hiccup begins to drown, and that's when Stoic, he's like, my time to be a hero. Swims down there, takes Hiccup, and you're like, oh, is he just going to save his son and leave the fucking dragon? No, he's a cool guy now. He goes back down, frees Toothless. Toothless is immediately like, fine, I'll save you. Takes him up to the surface. Now, Stoic's like, I'm sorry, I was an asshole. I'm wrong about everything. Go kill this thing with your badass dragon. You're my son. Denouncement revoked.
Because you're cool, I revoke all of the things that I said about you before.
It's like, you were cool the whole time. I just didn't notice because I'm an asshole and blinded by pride.
Yeah.
But
still go kill a dragon.
Yeah, go do
So
this
he's
thing
like-
for me now that you can.
He's like, you want to see something badass, Dad? Check this out. Meanwhile,
He just leaves.
the dragon. Great. They're all just like, I don't think he's coming back.
I came here to teach you a lesson, and I think I've done it. Bye.
You just see the foot come down on Stoic.
But I do like that. Yeah, the overall point of this is like, I see the error of my ways, son. You've taught me. I was wrong. We shouldn't be killing dragons. Now go kill that dragon.
That one is terrible.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the other dragons were like, no, we're on board with you on this,
Well,
too.
I know.
Meanwhile, the big dragon here is just going. Super Inhaler Man is trying to breathe Astrid in.
I have a question about this scene where he's fighting with the kids, whatever. Does the big dragon have psychic powers over the other dragons?
That later on in the series, I think something like that.
'Cause
Yeah.
it seemed
happens,
like
so.
two of them were flying around. He like made some sound, and they all like got dizzy
Yes.
and like fell over. and
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't know if it's full psychic ability, but as they kind of establish it, it basically works like a queen to bees. Like I don't know, quite how the connection is, but like it can. That's how like it got
Sonic or something
Toothless
like
to
He makes you
direct him there.
It's like a
Yeah, in
pyramid
2
scheme.
it gets more into that. Where
I believe so.
so either way, now Hiccup's like, all right, I'm on Toothless. Time to be badass. I'm not going to beat this dragon with brute force, but it looks like it is nowhere near as maneuverable as I am, so I'm going to get it to chase me.
Because
So
it's like a fucking aircraft carrier
Yeah.
with wings. It's
So
huge.
he like fires his breath at it a couple times, and he's like, chase me. So then,
Wow.
yeah.
You're really big.
Let's see
So
if
the
you can
dragon-
fly.
Yeah, he's like, let's get into a climbing contest. And the dragon's like, I got winglings. I'm going to chase you. And he starts flying up in the sky. They lure it into a cloud. And this is where I'm like, Night Fury doesn't really have an ammo cap because he just shoots all the fire at this
ton of
thing.
them.
Pisses the dragon off nice and good. And then he's like, all right, want to have a diving contest? Also, parts of your wings are on fire now.
Another question.
What's that?
So the Night Fury makes this screeching noise.
Yeah.
Is it its mouth making that noise? Like what is the noise?
It could just be it moving at a certain speed.
Yeah, I don't. It's not super clear.
Like does he
I
have,
know,
does he have the
like-
hole in his tail the way the Nerf footballs would
It could
move
be
and
because
scream?
like
Yeah.
when he does that like thing, he like curls his wings up. So maybe it's like the air going through the wings.
Okay.
Oh, that could be.
He might be approaching Mach 1.
Yeah, he might be a Nerf football.
Or his breath weapon is approaching Mach 1.
That's kind of what I was originally thinking,
I thought it
but
was like charging his breath up at one point. I wasn't sure
Yeah.
what it was.
Be cool. Did like the Stuka dive bombers where they put a siren on them. So now, like in every movie, when a plane dive bombs, that you hear that wailing siren.
I didn't know that's what that was.
Yep. Yeah, that was the Germans did make one specific plane as a psychological effect when it dove. It would be like. So anyway, so now this thing's diving after them, and it's like, I'm gonna breathe all this fire. And the Night Fury turns around, and Toothless fires his fireball right inside his mouth as all the gas for the fire is building up, and he's starting to essentially blow up like the Death Star.
Yeah.
Like he's in the beginning stages of his thermal exhaust port being blown up.
Yep.
And then just the most gratuitous explosion is like The Night Fury swoops away from the ground at the last second, and this fat ass is like, my wings don't work, my insides are on fire. I'm just gonna hit the ground and pop like a balloon.
It's pretty much me going to bed at the end of every day.
He's dead. Everyone from the village is dead. That whole island is destroyed.
The sea is on fire.
End
Yeah.
of movie.
Can you imagine the smell of this
No,
afterwards?
I can.
Well,
Just-
no, yeah, actually,
Yeah.
it's a lot like this room. Yeah.
Get evacuated on impact.
I think that was drawn to the surface, whether or not it pooped. Like,
Yeah.
its insides were outside at that point.
Just so imagine its head hits the ground, like just compacts like a toothpaste tube. Fires out the bag.
Oh, it's fish paste.
All right, so
Yeah,
now
not even like out of the normal back, just out of its tail. Just,
Toothless's tail fin thing is on fire, so
Yep.
he can't climb fast enough, so he falls into the fire, and he drops Hiccup. And I was like, oh no, Hiccup's dead. Of course he's not dead. Of course Toothless got that shit, wrapped him in his wings. He's fine. Back to the village of Burke.
Not quite fine.
Well, yeah, you
Most
know,
of them is.
yeah,
For a hot second,
yeah,
it felt like Toothless was hiding him out from his dad.
yep.
Like, are you still an asshole?
I think he was.
You're still an asshole. I'm just
He
keeping
made
him.
him say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Three times before he was like, okay.
You remember how you locked me up on the boat and dragged me here? Fuck you.
Yeah, the dragons are actually smarter than all
Although,
the
yeah,
people on the show.
again, not to nitpick, but like, how the fuck did they get home?
The old dragons fly him home.
Just fast travel.
They have like hundreds of thousands of dragons.
The other ones came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
I don't know.
They
I
heard
would
the-
imagine
they
they
heard
came
the-
back.
the
Big
guy
dragon
who
was dead.
trains the dragons is out.
I will say,
His
also,
dragon can't
Got other
fly.
people.
back in the day,
The kids had just learned today.
Yeah.
a
Okay.
motivated group of Vikings could build a ship real fast, too, back in the day.
I mean, in all fairness, like the
And there's
kids
ship
could've flown
parts
back
all around.
and gotten everyone else on the island to make boats. Send the boats to pick people
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
So-
could have done
I
that.
suppose so. Yeah.
Or the more boats from the island could have left already
Yep.
Maybe they
when
swam.
they flew out.
Don't worry, it wasn't a lonely island.
Maybe legitimately this.
But they were on a boat.
Maybe the dragon thing was
They
just
were on a
like
boat,
10 feet
motherfucker.
offshore from home.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
It could be.
They were just going
Right
around
there.
in the
It was just in a
cloud.
cloud, yeah. It was like, oh, that big cloud was there. You know, we just made crazy sounds. I just thought it was nothing.
That would be funny. All the zigzags was just like.
It's like one of them's got to like go through their house to get.
Yeah, if like when the big dragon dies, the fog goes away, and there's like, motherfucker, it's right there.
Yeah, I can see my house. We went in a circle.
So
I
Hiccup,
mowed half of that lawn accidentally.
Hiccup wakes up in his home. Toothless is in his house, freaking out. Toothless is like jumping off the rafters and shit, and he's like, "Holy crap! Toothless is in my house. What's going on here? Let me get out of bed."
Sting.
Oh shit! I'm missing a foot. I have a bionic foot now. I gotta learn to walk again. I'm gonna go outside in the village. Holy crap! There's dragons everywhere. Now suddenly everyone in the village got dragon time, Dragantopia.
Searching and pumping and
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Dragon.
There's shit everywhere.
kind of morbid thought.
There is dragon shit everywhere.
Although maybe because the village wasn't that green earlier, so maybe they figured out like
Sure ain't
the dragon
now.
turds are helping the crops grow. Like, this is pretty good.
That was my first thought for How to Train Your Dragon 2 is just dealing with the massive amounts of shit. It's everywhere.
Also, where we're getting the food to feed all these things.
I was wondering, like, so the piece of tail that Toothless lost
yeah.
couldn't have
Pickup gained.
couldn't they have found that shit and like made part of his harness from it or something like that? You know, it's leather, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
Spoiler alert, you're getting ahead of yourself.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
So
Could be.
now basically he's like, "Oh, welcome to the village of Burke. It sucks except for our pets because we have fucking dragons." And he flies around with his friendos on their dragons and flies towards the camera. And it cuts to the credits, and the credits are fucking cute and neat little dragon drawings, and that's the movie.
Yeah, it's over. But it's not. Because we're going to keep pumping these shits out
Yeah,
until they stop making
diminishing
money.
returns, but
Live action. Why?
if
'Cause
they
money.
do it They're not going to, but if they
Or
do it where
lack
it's a
of ideas.
completely different story with completely different characters
Yeah, no.
somewhere
No.
else with dragons, but
Not
no,
at all.
they're gonna.
No, they already. I think they
No.
already cast them all.
Yeah.
And did you not know?
What?
Gerard Butler's playing Gerard Butler
Oh,
again.
yeah, of course, Gerard Butler's playing.
Fucking like,
Gerard Butler.
yeah, but it's like that
Is he
level.
really?
Yeah.
He has gotten pretty vast.
But the point being is any hope of them doing a completely different story kind of goes out the
Yeah.
window when you have the same
No,
character
I'm just
playing the
Gerard
same
Butler,
character.
More like Gerard Waiter, am I
I'm
right?
fucking tired of these live action remakes of already established things
Yeah.
that were good. So like you're just gonna make
Yeah.
them
Yeah,
at best they're gonna be as
Mediocre.
good as the
It-
original. But
It's seriously, yeah. It's like they were like, "Hey, Disney, they keep doing this, so like,
Yeah.
you got Lion King, we'll show you one." Like,
I can think of like One Piece. I
Fucking
think is the
moron.
only one that's worked so far.
I'm sure that's not the only one, but like, again, well, we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Yep.
So on RottenTomatoes.com, Chris gave this a score of 99%. Audience gave this a score of 91%.
Nice.
That's their
All
thoughts
right.
and opinions. What about you and yours, Joe? Since
I mean,
you're
it's an A. Like the movie has dumb stuff, but like it builds up so much credit with the stuff it does right that like I don't care. It's a good fun time though. You know, it's a awesome setting. While the dragon designs could be better, they work for the movie, and the one dragon they had to get right, they did. They knocked out of the park, and Toothless is awesome, and all the other characters are pretty good. The village is kind of like fuck those people, but like it still works. Like whatever problems I have, I can look past them. For just flying around on a dragon's fucking cool. And the movie captures that. And the points that the movie has to get right, it does. So yeah, I'd give it an A, solid A.
okay, John.
Yeah, I mean, basically, Joe summed it up pretty well there. Like, it's a movie based on a kid's book, made for kids to be family
I didn't realize it was based on a book.
Yep,
I don't know.
I mean,
So
mentioned that earlier, but okay.
No, yeah.
my biggest thing would have been I would have liked to have the character designs be a little bit less cartoony and a little bit more realistic, but I understand why they weren't. And yeah, I mean, what's not to love? I love fucking Vikings. I love fucking dragons.
John fucks them
I
all,
fuck everything.
He loves bipeens.
but especially dragons and Vikings.
Especially dragons.
Specifically.
So yeah, I would give it. It's pretty close to an A+. It's a solid A.
Brick.
What the hell is wrong with
I don't know why you're laughing so much.
Because he's bracing for impact for whatever you're going to say.
No, something else. But anyway,
No, I
drawing dicks
pretty
on
much
his
exactly what everybody else said. It's an A. I don't really have any problems with it.
Brian.
I hated this movie. No, I'm lying. It was a good movie. It was good.
He gets me every time.
My only complaints about the movie are like just the people in the movie, like fuck them people. But like,
When they're given the opportunity to get over their ignorance
Yeah.
and progress, they do.
yeah.
Thanks, Bright.
Yeah, I liked how everyone kind of had something. The dorky kid, the one that was, the book nerd. They all had something to do. I do wish Astrid did a little bit more, but like whatever. Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, and same. Like you said, or I said before, it was well written. Like you were just talking about, like a lot of even the smaller characters did have their own part. Yes, Astrid could have had a little more, but again, being based off a children's book and being a children's movie, like it did more than most do. So I can't fault it too much. And yeah, it's just all around. It is a good movie, so I would recommend it. Rob,
I commit very few films to memory.
apparently.
I mean, this is also not one of them. I
How to Train T-Rex.
this is a fun ass movie. It's fun. I enjoy the world. I don't think the people are as awful as all the rest of you guys. But yeah, it's a good time. I enjoy the like the dragon flight sequences and all that stuff, and Night Fury is a cool concept. So yeah, I give it an A.
How do you feel about the female version of the Night Fury? The Light Fury.
It's not
I
do that yet.
so I
Wait,
don't.
is that real?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's,
Give us spoilers for
it's
next
not a
movie.
spoiler. It's on the poster.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
It was like
He hasn't
whole
seen the
thing.
poster yet. He's been waiting.
That's true. Brian doesn't watch any of the
I
promotional
don't.
material.
That's true.
I wasn't even getting into that. But just making a joke.
I think I'm okay with the Light Fury. Because earmuffs, Brian. Because she has like the camouflage, right? She looks like
Yeah.
or something.
She has spots, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. Cool concept. All right, you're good. You're good.
Poke him. Okay.
Oh, he was gone. All
Really
right.
jammed the fingers in there.
So overall,
It's touching brain.
we're gonna recommend How to Train Your Dragon.
If I had to recommend anything else, just for the part where the giant dragon explodes, just watch that news clip where they attempt to dynamite the whale on the beach to blow it apart.
That is exactly
That
what
goes
happened.
horribly wrong.
At least they'd have something to eat for a while.
No, it was already
The lady got a
rancid
new
by
car
then.
out of the deal, I guess.
It terrified the wildlife for a while, though, afterwards.
You know, fuck them.
Yeah. They're like, are they going to do that to us?
Yes, but with our cars. You're smaller than the whale. Whose turn is it to roll?
I rolled last time because
Oh, yeah, we-
yeah.
So.
I have not rolled in a
You started doing
while.
something. I don't
Should
know.
we let Rick roll?
Sure.
Do we roll for who rolls?
I mean,
I think John might have kept track, right? Or...
Oh, I've been keeping track, but
oh.
at one point Rob was just like, because Brian wasn't here, and then
who do you-
John came in, like it just became nonsense. So I have.
was it not?
Brian did it last time. I don't know who the hell gets it now.
If you want to start keeping track, just start a new cycle
Tony?
with Tony.
All right.
That's what we're doing. Okay.
Choose your ball.
Choose this.
Hold on a second. So, are we gonna incorporate advantage and like disadvantage depending on the movie this role? Okay.
No, we're too dumb.
6.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Oh, hey. You guys want some more Nick Cage?
Too bad.
Is it Johnny Mnemonic?
It's
No.
Weird
What?
ones, though.
We already did that, and that's not Nick Cage.
Oh.
Fuck.
That's National Treasure.
Oh shit.
Listen, I don't really remember this movie.
I got a feeling I'm gonna get mad. I've never seen it,
Yeah,
but I feel
no,
like
you're
I'm gonna
gonna
get
be-
mad.
That seems like a safe bet.
I've seen it once, but I will say a lot of people like this movie.
It is. I mean, it's fine.
Tony just
I
pointed
think
at
it's.
Rob.
I think it's inoffensive for me, just like a fun, nothing fluff movie. That's how I see
it's
it.
Indiana Jones for millennials.
Yeah, basically. But it's got Nick Cage,
For
and
millennials.
spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure he just punches a woman in the face in this movie.
I mean, that wouldn't be the first time,
Yeah.
and it's not gonna be.
I
The
know,
last
but
time.
it's like a Disney movie, so
Yeah.
you know, it's different.
You sure you're not confusing it with Wicker
It's
Man?
different. I get it.
It's no.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say drop kicks.
What's this vampire movie?
Vampire's Kiss.
Vampire's Kiss, okay.
Yeah.
Did we do that one?
No, but we need to.
Yeah. He does a lot of things to women in that, but I don't think he punches any one of them directly in the face.
I thank goodness.
They're all worse, but
Yeah. Trying to remember.
he
But
also
all
eats
right.
a live cockroach.
Yes.
So join us for National Treasure. Anybody? Does anybody have anything else before we adjourn?
I'm gonna go dream about riding on dragons.
Performing the beast with two backs, as they say.
They could probably fish with the dragons, though.
Sure. Thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate it. We love you as always. Have a great one. We'll see you next time.
Adios.
Bye bye.
Deuces.
I mean, how else would they have fed themselves all these years?
Good night.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe, and if possible, leave a review. If you have questions, comments, or would like to sponsor an episode, email us at the4ampodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to support the show, you can buy a t-shirt, hoodie, and more at Teespring. Or gain access to exclusive content by becoming a patron at patreon.com/4ampodcast. Thanks again for listening. See you next time.